I've always loved being around kids. As much as I feel the children are eager to learn from adults, I found that I enjoy learning from them and what they have to teach as well.
Children's accomplishments are your accomplishments.
I went into college thinking I was going to be an English major, and my friend convinced me to take a child development course. And it was the best class I ever took. It was amazing, and it drew me in right away.
I feel good when other people are shining from their own strengths and not looking at me like I'm the one that's doing it for them.
My mother was an elementary teacher. She died with the desire to open a center or the daycare. I said, I'm going to do it for her.
It's a passion to be around kids and educate kids and be a part of the community.
Like when I was a kid, I used to play with dolls all the time, and I did whatever I could to be with kids. And now I can't believe I'm doing it.
I love children and I want to serve them.
For a long time, we referred to early childhood as babysitting. As long as you weren't doing anything really awful, it was okay to just put a kid anywhere. Research more and more now is showing that those early years are most critical in the development of a brain, and that's when the very architecture of the brain gets formed. And the kinds of things that really promote that strong development are very rich, stimulating learning environments. Healthy, nurturing relationships and interactions with adults, like teachers. When children experience those kinds of supports, their brain literally gets formed just like the structure of a building when you're creating the foundation, that if you don't do it right the first time, then you have to go back and you have to make all kinds of repairs, which is true with children.
Under my hood, I have a hat.
Children need to have these highest qualities environments and these interactions with their teachers that are really stimulating the development of this brain so that they're going to be better learners when they reach public schools. EEC has created this logo that basically saying caution, brain at work. It's a way for educators also to pay more attention to the important work they're doing.
A lot of parents think is that we just are in there playing with their children all day long. That's not what happens. We're playing with them and we're having purpose in their play.
Children's play is their work, and when they're in the sandbox and they're putting sand from one container into another, that's their math. When they're mixing colors, that's science, and it all helps their brain development.
This activity, let's say it's a cooking activity, what is involved in there? There's reading, there's math, there's measurements. All of that is built into baking a cupcake.
Touching and playing and laughing and making them feel excited and loved. That's what play is all about.
It's more than babysitting. You've got to further your education in order to help the children and also to keep up with the standards that the state and the federal government is now expecting. The challenging part was not in going back to school, but in realizing that I needed to go back to school.
I'm a school person. I love school. I'll be, but it's better for me. I'm stepping up my game.
It's important for children to be with teachers that are well qualified because of the very issue that so much is forming in those early years.
At the time I went back, I was working 3 jobs and going back to school.
Being a parent, working, and going to school.
I was working here 8-9 hours a day and then having to drive 45 minutes to Westfield and sit in class for another 3 hours.
It took me 10 years to do my associate because I have a daycare that is until 5:30. When you are adult and you study during the night, the professors are more flexible.
Our workforce in early care and education tends to be a little older, so that we have people that have been working in the field for 20-some years without a degree and have been great natural teachers. And now they're being asked to increase their education, and many of them find it intimidating.
I felt kind of uncomfortable, and then I realized I wasn't the only one there. And so that helped.
Once I got there, it ended up being really fun. And I had this, chunk of time every week that I would go to class and talk to other educators.
It was amazing going back and sitting in a room full of teachers from everywhere and pooling all of our ideas together.
It's a constant knowledge of how to work with different type of families.
There's things I've never even think of and I found out going to school.
They use puzzles and they learn how to write. That helped them how to write. And I learned that with my education.
All this information is passed down to helping the children. It gave me the confidence every day when I do my job to know that I'm doing the best and being the best I can be.
Continuing education is really a crucial part of being a successful educator.
I want to go for my bachelor's, and then maybe my master's after that. It's gonna be hard, but I'm willing to do it, you know?
Really helped me to see the possibilities that are out there. There's all these other things that I could do as well.
I always was the older in the classroom, but I feel very great, very great. I say, if I can do it, everybody can do it. Why not?
Educators don't realize that they're really part of this movement to professionalize the field. So that ultimately what we're hoping for is that early childhood is held with the same esteem and status as, say, public school teachers.
Do it. Don't be scared. It's worth it in the end. I did it, and you can do it too.